I could tell you a whimsical tale that's probably very inaccurate.
The Sensible Sociopath.
2, 3, 1, go.
Roma, the podcast is here!
It really never gets old.
Sorry about those jokes I said earlier about babies with both sets of genitals.
What does that even mean?
You know, I'm willing to risk my life for this podcast, Roma.
Ugh, that sounds insane.
And I'm also willing to risk your life for this podcast.
There's a difference between like uncomfortable and creepy.
Anyways, that's why I think pedophilia is just a sexuality like any other.
It was kind of traumatizing.
White people are bad and do bad things.
Periods are not just for women.
Take off their underwear and relax with their uncle.
How fast can I eat your ass?
I mean, you know, you look at me and you go, this is an international man.
My whole life is a sham.
And you can't get the white Oreos, that's racist.
I think I counted like 25 racially charged jokes.
White privilege allows me to turn off someone's headlights.
I was just being...
Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Sensible Sociopath. Roma, you ruined the intro. No, actually, that was me. I forgot to hit record. But we are recording, and so just pretend you heard all that funny, really cool stuff. Let's see. That's what people are like. They're cracking up, Roma.
Yep. It's good stuff.
So, Roma, I got something important to talk about.
Oh, okay.
Scented candles.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel about those?
They're fine. I have a hard time with them after a while. I can only light them for so long before they start to give me a migraine.
Oh, really?
Yep. They also burn my eyes.
When you, like, put your eyes on them?
No, it's just like, it gets like smoky and like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sensitive to that kind of stuff.
Well, you're a real snowflake, Roma.
Kind of. Yeah.
No, I'm kind of getting into it. You know, like sometimes you can get two of them going at the same time. And if you live in like a palace like I do, you get this storm front of mixing smells. It's kind of like right between Abercrombie and Fitch and whatever, and Bed Bath and Beyond.
That place stunk so bad. I couldn't stand it.
Well, it smelled like well, I don't know.
It was
Kind of
just
smelled
too
like
much.
douchebags.
It smelled like douchebags, and it was just too much.
Yeah, I mean, and once I left there, I knew my modeling career was over.
Yeah,
They're like,
I remember that.
they're like, you're pretty doughy, dude. We're just rocking some jeans. What, you don't like what you see? Ooh, who do we have in the chat today?
Joseph says we're hot,
Ooh,
but
yeah.
the sound is.
All right.
I'm assuming.
Or he's just saying that y'all are hot.
Well, I asked how the sound was.
Oh, okay. Well, you could turn us down just a little bit, Roma, if you want.
Steph says Gwyneth Paltrow and her group has a vagina scented candle.
That is true. There's also vagina beer, which it's the yeast of vaginas. I think it's like Swedish supermodels or something.
Okay.
Maybe just one. I don't know how many vaginas you need.
I'm not really sure.
You know, you can't rub two together. Rub together two nickels.
David said sounds good.
Nice.
Okay. Thanks, David.
Yeah, who's all in the chat?
Well, right now we've got Sarah, Kat, David, Joseph, Steve S., Margot, Steph. And that's where we're at right now.
Very nice.
Oh, he says sound seems okay. Maybe he was talking about your modeling career.
Yeah, totally. I mean, obviously you would be. Yeah, so scented candles have been a big part of my life for a little while now, Roma. I feel like I'm really changing and growing as a person.
Okay.
This one's sea mint.
Sea mint.
Now, you got to say it carefully.
Yes.
Because you don't want your palace like mine to smell like cement. And I literally am not joking.
You have a girl come over. She says, oh, it smells really good in here. What's that scent?
Yeah.
Cement.
Yeah, it's cement.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Who makes that?
Some dude. Get it?
Mm-hmm.
Get it? He makes... Roma, you don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's ejaculate. Okay, Roma? That's the joke.
Got it.
Some guy makes it. Okay. Roma, do you want to bring up some pictures?
Sure, why not?
All right. So this first picture that I wanted to share with everyone is I'm a hero now. I mean, you all knew that, right?
Sure.
But now a truck flipped, and that truck was driven by an old man, and I was driving down the road, and he ended up
Wow.
careening into a another truck
Holy
and
crap.
yeah, flipping over on his side. And so I was like one of the first people on the scene there. And the one guy, this was the guy who caused the accident. So I went and helped him first because I like chaos.
Good job.
Yeah. And he was in there and he was like 80 years old and he was like awake and alive and everything, which is a good start. So everybody's like, well, what do we do? You know, and I said, well, we can just tear out this windshield. So I got some gloves and I just peeled the windshield out.
Really?
And then he just walked out.
You didn't tell me any of that. That's crazy.
Well, Roma, when you're a hero, you don't tell everyone until you're on your podcast. Yeah, but it was cool. So basically when the paramedics arrived, he was just sitting in an office chair.
Where'd the office chair come from?
Inside one of the buildings because it was on a strip mall kind of road.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, somebody just brought him out.
So
of
you
thing.
just happened to have a pair of gloves and you ripped out the windshield?
I had gloves. I had rubber gloves also. So I had work gloves. I had rubber gloves, and then I also had abdominal pads, like bandages.
What do you do on your spare time?
I fucking save lives,
I guess.
obviously. Yeah, and so I gave him this thing, and an abdominal pads are very absorbent. It's for like blood. It's for major bleeding, and so
Was it bleeding?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like a lot?
Not a lot. Not a lot for his age and for all that. I mean, it was a brand new Dodge truck though. That I mean, he obviously totaled it. It's laying on its side. I'm not flying over above it, you know. And he. Oh, and then the most badass thing. So the horn is going off, just. That's
obnoxious.
Yeah. But his grill was kind of broken out. So I'm the biggest badass. I'm walking away and I take two fingers and I grab the wires that are connected to the horn and I just go and I pull them and then the honking stops. And
Damn.
then I
Too
get
bad
my
it was an
drink.
explosion for you to walk away from.
Absolutely. I mean, many people would have been hurt, but
Well,
I was just like, this is going to look cool to somebody.
hell
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Because I was all prepared and somebody's like, do you have tape in there? I'm like, Jesus Christ, I've got fucking gloves. I peeled off the windshield. I got him a thing to stop him from bleeding, and you need tape from me? It's like, no, I don't have any tape.
Tape.
I have
What do
super
you
glue.
want tape for?
To tape the bandage that I gave him
Oh,
onto his arm.
Crazy. When did this happen?
It was about a week ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
After the show, I'm assuming.
I guess. I can't remember if it was before or after the show. I just kind of forgot about it. But
That's crazy.
yeah, it was pretty fun.
Good job.
So anyways, if anyone wants to look
impressed.
cool, just rip the wiring out of a horn. There may have been a small horn that kept going behind the major horn.
There's a major horn and a small horn?
Apparently. I was like, really? I was like, fuck it. So I kept walking. It's like, that's as cool as I can look. I'm not going to be like looking for more wires.
MacGyver and shit.
Got 2 of them already. Yeah. So
Kat says Steve waited his whole life for that moment.
I was born a hero. I'll tell you.
I mean, obviously.
I've always been like, where's the next heroic act I'll commit?
It's almost like, it's like I've been watching Supernatural.
Yeah.
And you're almost like Dean. And if you're Dean and they're siblings, and I guess I would be Sammy.
Yeah.
We're pretty
I
much
think-
exactly like Demon Sammy, except for we don't get possessed by entities every other episode and try to save the world from the apocalypse, and there's a lot less fist fights.
And I don't wear as many blue jeans.
Okay.
Not a big blue jean guy.
But other than that, we're like exactly like
Absolutely.
it's like the same.
Yep. I'm like, and Dean's kind of like James Dean. You know, he's got the car, he's got the
Mhm.
T-shirt,
Mhm.
the blue jeans, the denim.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, early on in the show, he always wore that leather coat with the flipped, like the flipped collar, the popped collar.
Yeah.
I think he loses that later on, though. I
Mm-hmm.
always just put it on in the background and just watch it while I'm doing things.
It's a really good show for that, and like for couples to watch, I think, because
Okay.
it's not all girl, it's not all guy.
Right.
It's it's both. It's got everything for everyone.
Yep.
It's kind of like the X-Files, I think.
Kat says, "Oh my God, I love Supernatural.
Yes.
Supernatural of Hazard with demons, like Dukes of Hazzard, I think.
Hazard County.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's why it was the Dukes of Hazzard. It's
Oh, got
Hazard
it.
County, Georgia,
Except for
I
they
think.
travel all over the countryside, but whatever.
I mean, Roma, you go where the ramps are, the naturally occurring ramps, so you can jump ravines.
Fair enough.
Yeah, get away from Boss Hog. Or wait, I don't think it was Boss Hog. I think that was the mayor guy, or the whatever he was,
I
Duke
don't
of
know.
the county.
I haven't seen it since I was 8.
Well, it's still a racist dog whistle. That's what we know, Roma.
We do. Yep.
Mhm.
Thanks to the the PC culture.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm glad we're getting rid of those those things that are
Those
ruining
hate
our
symbols. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Those symbols of hate.
I brought you something.
Oh, really?
It's in a box.
Oh, what's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Do you really want to know?
I mean, yeah, totally.
Okay.
Oh, what's in the box?
Here's
Uh-oh.
the box.
Okay. Is it a spider?
Oh, damn it. Why do you always guess?
All right. Should I open it away from me?
Yes.
Is it going to?
No, actually open it towards your face.
Oh, okay. How could this go wrong?
It's not as SMR. What is it called?
ASMR.
ASMR-y? That's anticlimactic.
Is it cocaine?
Surprise!
Oh.
You're a communist.
The giant bag of cocaine.
All right. Let's see what this is. Ooh. Roma, is this taffy of some kind?
Yes.
Is it
Stop
toffee?
guessing. It's a spider toffee
Trap?
trap.
Is this what I think it is?
I don't know what you think it is.
I'm pretty sure
So,
it's
backstory.
a pinto bean.
It was a magic pinto bean made out of stained glass.
That is awesome.
So, backstory for anybody who hasn't been watching our previous episodes.
That's great.
Steve loves pinto beans,
Yeah.
and they make his heart happy.
Haven't they seen the decor?
Those are sensible sociopath pinto beans. It's
Yep.
official.
Yep.
And I've been playing with stained glass, and so I decided you needed a magic pinto bean amulet.
Yeah, totally. I'll wear this to Chipotle, and when they ask if I want black meat, what did you just say? That's awesome, Roma. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
This is baller.
Yeah, I think your life needed that.
Yeah. I think I'll have to upgrade the string because I feel like I'm gonna break it.
It's thicker, but I didn't have any
Yes.
cord or anything. It would hang in a window, but I don't know if you don't wear it to Chipotle.
If you could make one that would start a fire, like make it a lens.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you figure that out.
Oh yeah, that's super easy. That's very cool, Roma. Thank you.
Steve S says that Boss Hog was the commissioner of the county.
Oh, well, naturally. Just a commissioner for the county.
Is that a song?
It's a lineman for the county.
Oh, got it.
Mm-hmm. Salisbury Pewter, Roma. They also make steaks. Yes. Why, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bling, bling. Roma knows how much I like my bling.
Yep.
So when I'm a hero, oh, you know what? I didn't see anything on Instagram about me being heroic. I'm like, everybody's always got their phone out Instagramming shit.
Oh, no kidding.
When I drag an old man out across the pavement.
And rip out the horn by its roots.
Well, yeah. I mean, he wasn't bleeding before I got to him.
Yeah, that's funny. No kidding. How come you weren't on the local news?
Just because, I mean, look.
If you were wearing a MAGA
Mainstream.
hat, I guarantee you'd be on. Next time you rescue
Yeah,
somebody,
look at this
put
hate
on
crime.
Put on a MAGA hat.
And then put a Joe Biden mask on the old guy I'm dragging out of the truck. Well, Roma, the mainstream media here in Tokyo.
Yeah.
I mean, they're covering everything up.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Here in Hong Kong, the Chinese government. Roma, there was something else that I saw. Speaking of hate, there was some salad dressing that I saw
Oh, I know how you hate salad dressing.
Yeah. And this salad dressing, it is apparently you can eat a tortoise with it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and the other one you can eat like a
Bearded
bunch of
dragon?
reptiles. Yeah. So I'm just saying, if you're eating tortoise salad, now I
What?
was in a pet store.
Oh, I
So-
was like, are you kidding me? This is freaking weird.
So you may put this on the salad, which it looks like a nice vinaigrette.
It
I mean,
does
it looks
look
like
pretty good.
a citrus, nice citrusy vinaigrette.
Or a Sobe.
That's true. I'm more of a Snapple man myself. Sobe's kind of version 2 of that. You know,
It
it's like the
kinda
hipper,
is.
younger version.
Sure.
But like New Yorkers and Snapple, you remember like
Appetite suppressing. I'll take it.
the stimulant.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's called glasses.
Well, it looks, yeah. I mean, for humans, it would be a suppressant. But that's what CBD oil and all that
I
stuff
was reading, I was just trying to make out the letters.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else.
It's,
Delicious topping for healthy bones. Interesting.
mm-hmm. And yeah, it's, let's see,
Do you put it on
antioxidants.
bones or does it help your bones?
I mean, bone salad. That's a thing, right? I think. I don't know.
You eat your bone salad with your cement candle lit in the background.
Yes. Tossing your bone salad.
Yikes. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was just something I just wanted to
I mean, I like it.
show the people out there
I'm
that
glad the world has that. I really am.
honestly, the next episode we do where we eat weird shit,
Mm-hmm.
we might have to get some tortoise salad dressing.
Oh, God. Okay.
Probably tastes like pond
I
water.
wonder what it tastes like.
Maybe.
Maybe
Maybe
we
it
should
tastes
do it.
Yeah. Let's see. So, Roma, do you remember how we were talking about Alfred Nobel
Yeah. Mhm.
last week?
Yeah. I learned a
So,
lot.
yeah, Alfred Nobel, he was a pretty badass guy. You know, invented well, he ended up playing with a lot of explosives, and his brother ended up dying in a explosion that killed 5 people. So he wanted to make safer explosives, and he ended up making TNT, which is whatever, tritoluene or something, some weird name. But this got me thinking about things that explode.
Okay.
And there are a lot of things that have caused explosions before, Roma. One of them being atoms.
Okay.
Now, if you're familiar with atoms, they make up most of the things around us.
So you're always hoping that one doesn't just spontaneously explode.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, they could go off at any moment. Like,
No wonder my anxiety's so high.
yeah. Like, take for instance, all right, you're laying face down in the bathtub. You put a paper plane between your butt cheeks, and you launch it like an aircraft carrier.
Paper plane?
Yeah.
Okay.
Paper airplane.
Okay. I'm trying to imagine this. I'm having a little bit of a hard time.
It was a fart joke.
Got it.
So something that I've been kind of researching a little bit is atomic bombs. And so the first one was right at World War II. The first, usages were the little boy and fat boy or fat man, the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombs.
Is that what they call those?
Mhm.
Little boy and fat man?
Mhm.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah. And they were both, so they were 2 separate types of bombs. One of them was a uranium, and the other one was plutonium.
Okay.
And they make bombs. The bombs are kind of structured a little different because basically the idea with an atomic bomb is that you take an unstable atom like uranium-235, which typically is uranium-238 in its natural form, but like less than 1% of that uranium-238, which is a rare, compound as it is, or a rare atom as it is uranium-235, and they take it and they launch neutrons at it, like trying to just break apart the atom and
Okay.
create a cascading effect to where they all start breaking up and make this huge
Giant
explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I have a couple videos of actual explosions
I
that
like
look
explosions.
yeah, I mean they're pretty badass. Some of them are pretty classic. But the cool part about them is that they are that they all kind of lead up to this really big explosion, which would be the hydrogen bomb. So if you go to that oh, wait a minute. Go ahead and refresh that. Because did I put the plane one?
Yeah, the plain one's on there.
Oh, good.
It's right here.
That one's not supposed to be. Well, let's go with that one.
Okay.
Okay. So this one shows inventiveness. Okay. And I'm pretty impressed by this dude. So this is a guy who apparently created his own plane and Flintstone style. His legs are sticking out the bottom.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So he's on a hill and he is jumping. And it basically looks like a small tent with huge wings on it. And he's jumping and he's actually, obviously he's facing into the wind. Or else
No,
he
he's
would
getting
not
lift.
be. Yeah, he is getting some lift. Look at this. Look at
Whoa.
this.
That's kind of
Look
awesome.
at this.
Dude.
That guy has some balls.
He's like, peace, I'm out.
Peace out, douchebags.
Yeah. This is like a Rick Sanchez kind of move right here.
Dude, it is so cool. So dead. I mean, he's dead. Obviously, he's dead. There is no way that guy lived. But that takes some balls to get in something that basically looks like an umbrella. It has the workmanship of a Chinese umbrella. and fly into the wild blue yonder with it.
Yeah, over the ocean.
Yeah, he goes down in Alaska and wild country down there. So if you go to the second video, this one's very classic footage. This one's great.
Chipper the
Everybody
Sound.
loves it. Maybe there is. I don't know.
Okay, hold on.
But this is like a lot of this is the military footage. So this frame illustrates the numerous test vehicles which were assembled, including jeeps, buses, cars, and tanks. So they're just testing,
Destruction.
correct, and at different locations, at different. Eesh. So you see it in slow-mo.
That's amazing.
And apparently the reason that they set it off higher is what they said is that it reduces the amount of radioactive
Fallout.
material. Yeah. Because I guess these are fission bombs.
So how far did these radiate?
So let's see. And definitely depends on the size of the weapon. So just seeing things fly,
It's
just all the
amazing,
dust.
Like the reverb, like it just because you see things get knocked over without anything actually like hitting it. There's no debris.
Yeah.
It's even before the clouds of dust reach it, it's being knocked down.
And that's really like sound, so sound, what it does is pressurizes air so that the molecules are pressurized like a wave. And that's why you can see the wave of pressure
Sure.
that goes out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So let's see. Test of a fission bomb released the amount of energy approximately equal to 20,000 tons of TNT.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of TNT.
Yeah, that's a lot.
However, let's see. Let's go to the second or the video number 3. So 20,000 tons of TNT. That's what Alfred Nobel created was, it's all based upon that. Now this is nope, that's not the one. Sorry. Go back. There may be one more. Because that's the last one I want to play.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. You did it right. I'm just.
Got it. This one.
I think that one's pretty long. We can go into it and just kind of skip through some of it.
Shell shock.
That dude, that's a World War I dude. Yeah, he's pretty messed up. Not like physically, but emotionally and like.
Where do you want to go?
Yeah. Nuclear bomb. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one's pretty long, but we can kind of flip through some of it. So this just shows some of the effects, I think, of Nagasaki and like, you know.
Do you want sound or no sound?
Sound is good, just not super high. Yeah. So Tale of Two Cities. It's got Hiroshima. It's got Nagasaki. I guess.
Tale of Two Cities of a desert morning. Atomic age is born. A scientific thunderbolt gives a preview of its destructive force.
I love the visuals of these old films. It's like the way that they do them is so cool. Like this last one I'm going to show you is really, really, really good. It's just...
It's so crazy that they figured this out.
It's pretty amazing.
From the instant of that first blast until Hiroshima vanished from the list of living cities, closely guarded plants in New Mexico, Tennessee, and the state of Washington continued their work to shorten the war. 29 was over Hiroshima, carrying radioactivity. Here is the pictorial record of the result. At 0 point, directly beneath the explosion, the soldier in the scene is pointing at the spot from which all damage to the surrounding area was measured in terms of distance from the center of the blast.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Within a mile of 0 point, the devastation speaks for itself.
Now there is something also called a neutron bomb, which neutron bombs are smaller than atomic bombs, and what they do is there's a large casualty rate.
Okay.
But a low damage rate.
Oh, interesting.
So then what you can do is
wipe out humans without destroying
the
humans or
birds.
Yeah. Goddamn birds.
Goddamn birds. And the guy who really invented this and came up with it is Robert Oppenheimer, J. Robert Oppenheimer. And he's a very kind of an interesting guy, but he was a theoretical physicist and professor. So he helped develop the first nuclear weapon. And after his first, after their first test, because it was all theoretical up to that point, do you want to hear what he had to say?
Sure.
Yeah. So here he is. This is a recording of him during an interview.
We knew the world would not be the same. Few people laughed. Few people cried. Most people were silent. I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." I suppose we all thought that one way or another.
Oh. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, are you going to go to me?
Oh, yeah.
Never mind.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to stop the video.
Yeah. Go ahead and go to me again. I am become death, destroyer of worlds. I guess we all felt like that. Oh yeah, doctor. We all feel like that. We all feel like we've become death, the destroyer of worlds, like that Bhagavad Gita. As you said, we all feel like that.
Wasn't he talking about the multi-arms?
Yeah, so he was the Bhagavad Gita is the you know, like the Hindu,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
It's
the
like a Hindu god.
Vishnu. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the,
Or demigod or something.
yeah. So, I mean, obviously he's very well spoken and very intelligent, you know, having created atomic bombs and,
Mm-hmm.
you know, referencing the Bhagavad Gita and quoting it as he watches.
That'd make a good vodka name.
Yeah. I mean, you can only say it like before the first two.
Yeah, I was gonna say after like the third shot.
Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting though. So yeah, all of those people, could you imagine you've never seen anything like that?
Nope. No.
It's
No.
all theoretical, and then suddenly,
We're all crying about COVID, and meanwhile they're having atomic bombs dropped on them.
yeah, I had a bunch of video of the soldiers that like had to test with atomic bombs. Basically, they'd get in a bunker, and then they'd all look up and then get hit with radiation.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy. They said that that's why John Wayne got cancer too. I mean, it was probably all the booze and red meat and smoking and stuff
Sure.
too, and prostitutes. But he also spent a lot of time in New Mexico filming,
Oh,
you know,
interesting.
in radioactive areas, I
No
guess.
ki- Yeah. Holy cow.
So I guess a
Crazy.
lot of those guys from the spaghetti westerns and stuff were,
exposed to it.
yeah, ended up dying of cancers of some kind.
Interesting.
Yeah. So J. Robert Oppenheimer is it's a name you'll hear around. So if you want to watch that last one,
The one we were just watching.
the third
Okay.
3. So this one, so there is a fission bomb, and then there's a fusion bomb, which is also known as a thermonuclear device. So this one is, now let me get the power here for everyone before we play it. Let's see. So that first one was 20,000 tons of TNT
Okay.
equivalency. The first thermonuclear device or hydrogen bomb is equal to, so 20,000 tons was the
Okay.
first one, 10 million tons of TNT.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah, to like, let's see, yields between 10 tons of TNT and 50 megatons for the very high end. But that was the
Jesus.
first one was 10 million tons. So that's much, much bigger.
Yeah, no kidding. That's
Uh,
amazing. I can't even imagine because I mean, look at a mortar, how much damage that can potentially do.
Yeah,
And then you got,
which
know,
is like, I mean, you know, they still do pretty well, but
right.
boy. So it says a thermonuclear weapon weighing a little more than 2,400 pounds, so less than a car, you know, or about the, you know, your sporty car is probably right around there. Can release energy equal to more than 1.2 million tons of TNT.
That's amazing.
And what they have is they have something called critical mass, and so critical mass is where your you know, nuclear material, the uranium or the plutonium, has to be a certain size for when you know, create the initial chain reaction
Okay.
to create the explosion. It has to keep going. So if it's too little, it's kind of like not having enough fuel on the fire, or having too much to you like drown it out.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to have that kind of perfect amount.
Mhm.
And so what the hydrogen bomb does that's different is with the atomic bomb, a lot of the plutonium or uranium is wasted, you know, and obviously it's pretty expensive stuff and all
Sure,
this.
sure.
The hydrogen bomb, it pressurizes and the hydrogen fuses, and that's why they call it a fusion bomb, and that's what makes it so much bigger.
Interesting. I
guess.
didn't even know there was a difference.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, because you just hear all these things get thrown around. You're like, I
Sure.
don't know.
I mean, I just assumed they were all the same.
Yeah, a thermonuclear, nuclear, what, you know,
Right.
it's all.
Atom, atomic, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of them, you know, I think atomic bombs kind of an umbrella term, and then you
Sure.
have your different, fission and fusion, and but this is one of the videos where I look at it and I'm just like, I don't even know what to reference here, you know. So Oh, sure. So, I mean, it looks
Holy
like the
shit.
sun. And then look at
Holy
this.
cow.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's turning the air into glass.
It's like, it looks like a planet.
Yeah. It's just amazing. And the colors and the,
Wow. Could you imagine having like high def video of this?
yeah. Yeah. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude. I mean, it looks like a giant volcanic eruption. I mean, giant.
So that's the first full-scale hydrogen bomb.
And where did they set that off at?
I think in New Mexico. I think it
That's
was,
amazing.
yeah, I think it was, I think that was in the 60s.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing that they were doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And, you know, and so this is the kind of power that they're trying to keep away from Iran and keep it, you know,
Yeah.
Trump just said, oh, Iran will never have nuclear weapons.
Right.
Because obviously
It could be bad news.
they're a little unstable, you know, same thing, with
Oh, North Korea.
North Korea. Absolutely. Yeah. You know, they definitely, make a big stink every so often,
Mhm.
you know. God, I heard something about cannibalism in North Korea just recently, which, you know,
I mean,
it's not great.
I wouldn't be super surprised. I mean, I think that I think the people there are probably suffering, you know,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
if you're
Well,
hungry enough.
yeah. I mean, if you're lucky enough to believe in what the fascistic, you know, dictatorship says, that maybe you get to live in Pyongyang and actually eat every now and then. But all the people that live outside of there, probably not so
Margot
great.
says many atomic bonds have wow. Many atomic bombs have been exploded on Earth.
Yeah, they and you know, and actually we talked about this before, but the correlation between atomic bombs and aliens has been made.
Yeah.
You know, because they, I don't know, they feel like, oh, maybe the aliens are keeping track and,
Sure.
you know, preventing us from doing really stupid things.
I mean, it's possible.
It
I mean,
is.
I definitely think that they're being monitored, or maybe we're being monitored both ways. I think our government is involved with them.
Yeah. Like Bernie.
Yep.
You think he's an alien?
Yep, definitely one of the lizard people.
I am once again asking for your financial support.
Check us out on patreon.com/sensible sociopath podcast. Yeah, so
That's crazy stuff, though.
I see, and I love that kind of stuff, and that's the sort of stuff I want to get better at bringing to the show.
Sure.
It's just these things that are, we all hear about them and we all see them. And,
Yeah, but how much do you really know?
Yeah, and you know, I mean, I know I sound like an expert, and that could be way above people's heads. No, I'm just kidding. But that's it. Is like, hey, it's for Dubby's version. Like we'll bring the knowledge down to you, so you could be like, you know, because I don't understand all this stuff. I just, you know, I just like it though. I like kind of understanding this a little bit, and it's cool to watch the old videos, especially.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
like it. And hopefully we don't get any copyright strikes for it because it's old enough that, you know.
I'm sure YouTube will find out a way to do it.
Well, and with the old government footage, I don't think you should get any copyright strikes, and so hopefully that'll be the case.
Fair enough.
Did you want to talk about, since we had the aliens, do you want to talk about some creatures, Roma?
Yeah. Do you want to do a Stolen from America?
Yes.
Because I gotta go.
All right.
I quit.
Roma's out of here.
I'm
That's
out.
it. Roma's last episode. Just kidding.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
You think this stuff smells like a man?
Oh, hi, everyone. So in this week's Stalin for America, I wanted to talk to you about something. there was this old video that I used to watch, and it was called 23 and a half hours. And if you look that up, it's a Dr. Mike, Dr. Mike something. But what 23 and a half hours is it is a kind of an infomercial, and they tell you, well, you know, this reduces anxiety, it reduces depression, it'll help your achy joints, it'll help you lose weight, it'll prevent diabetes, it'll keep your heart healthy, make you live longer, happier, better, faster, all that. And it's basically an infomercial for walking. So I've been doing that a lot, actually, more often. And I kind of pick the worst time of the year because, of course, it's super hot out. But I think it's something that we can do. A lot of us are working from home, doing podcasts and such. So when we have breaks, what we can do is just get out in our neighborhoods and start walking around. Part of what you'll realize is that people are terrified of you now that you have the COVID, which is nice. So try to cough more often. Spit in front of people's houses a lot, especially if there's a sidewalk chalk. They love that because that means there's children about. And yeah. So I just did a little infomercial for walking, Roma.
Oh, I love walking.
Yeah.
It's actually my favorite sport.
Yeah, totally.
It really is.
I'm hardcore into it.
Yeah, I love it, especially at night. That's my favorite time to go because everybody's asleep and it's just, it's nice.
And I said, hey, it's a bad time of the year for walking generally because it's so hot out.
Mm-hmm.
But,
and if you're in areas that have fires, a lot of places are on fire right now.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, California, I think, is pretty bad. They're bad every year, though, so.
Yeah, it's true. But, I mean, you're probably getting as much. And
I guess I'm referencing the smoke more than the fires.
Yeah. And I'm sure your house is probably better as far as smoke goes. Like, you don't have as much smoke in your house, but it still gets in.
Oh, for sure,
Your air's still
There'll be
tainted.
mornings, I open the window at night and you wake up the next morning and your whole house is smoky because you had the windows open.
Yeah.
It's I've actually had smoke wake me up because it was so strong, and I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, is something on fire? And then come to realize it's coming from outside because of forest fires.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, that's shitty for our allergies and all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
But
luckily we all have to wear masks now anyways, so.
Well, I don't wear Sorry, YouTube. Don't kick me off. We all wear masks. We're wearing masks right now. Yeah. So anyways, walking. It's almost as good as air conditioning.
I've never.
Now back to the show.
I've never heard it put that way before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have some creepy stuff though if we want to check that out. So this one's just a report.
Okay.
So odd creature sighting reported in Ohio. Basically, this guy was saying somebody had reported suspicious activity. When the officers from the department arrived on the scene, the unnamed individual told them that a person across the lake at the park had been shining a red light at them. And of course, naturally, you think Antifa, right?
Totally.
Lasers in the eyes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
However, that bit of strangeness paled in comparison to what the witness said happened next. A short time later, wrote the sheriff's office, they observed a bipedal
Yeah.
Creature around 3 to 4 feet tall walking near them and looking in their direction. The report went on to say that they were uncertain as to what it was, but did not believe it to be a person.
The sheriff's office?
So they had reported it to the sheriff's office, and the sheriff's office was giving the report to, the news, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, wait, this is what the person observed? Okay, okay.
Yeah, and so...
I thought the sheriff's office saw this. I was like, oh, that's pretty legit.
That's super legit, yeah.
If someone who's paid to...
But apparently the sheriff's office must have believed them, or else they wouldn't have passed along the information.
Yeah.
But that's really interesting, though. Would they say 2 to 3 feet tall? What could that be?
3 to 4, yeah.
Was it 3 to 4?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 3 to 4 feet tall.
You thinking like midget Bigfoot?
They were saying that it could have been a Bigfoot or like a baby Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm. A skunk ape, a Yeti, a Sasquatch.
Exactly, all of those. Juvenile Sasquatch is what they said.
Interesting.
But some said it was an alien or a mini Mothman.
I saw something about the mini Mothman. Are there multiple Mothmans?
Yeah, supposedly.
Huh.
People say that they've seen Mothman-like creatures in other areas of the country and even of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely like flying cryptids. That's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times they'll have like the red glowing eyes and things of that nature.
One of those flying cryptids hit me in the eye once. It's terrible.
With this, what was it? Cement?
Yeah, cement.
Cement? That is a really terrible name.
I was telling someone about it, and I was like, yeah, it's cement. Yeah, it didn't occur to me till you go to say it out loud.
So this one here is a story, and security boss petrified after seeing eerie ghost bride seen stalking building site. And so the story behind this is that they had got a call from the security people that something had come up on camera, and apparently, like when it's motion censored, so if it pops up, they get a notice.
Yeah.
And the guy goes and checks it, and it's like, I don't know if he said it was like 2 a.m, and this picture shows up.
Oh shit.
So it's like just odd to begin with. The clothing's odd. She looks like what is she carrying, you know? And then I feel like her stance is really odd. It's very leaned forward.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like a normal walking stance. I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it is. I don't. But security firm boss has said that he was left petrified after claiming to have witnessed a ghost woman in a white dress stalking a building site. The photograph of the supposed ghost apparition of the Birmingham building site has left many scratching their heads over whether it's genuine or a hoax. The eerie image baffled security bosses at the site at Shelburne Street after the movement triggered motion cameras in the early hours of Tuesday, August 18th.
So the thing I could see this being is, you know, those two-wheeled like hoverboard things?
Yes.
But if you run that over with your dress,
I was gonna say her dress would get caught in it.
yeah, yeah,
and that's a long dress. It looks like it's hitting the ground.
Yeah, you can't see any wheels or anything. So but it does look like she's you know, like leaned forward, moving.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a natural stride to me.
Well, and if this camera gets set off, I wonder if it's just like a
still shot or
yeah,
whatever.
if it takes stills or if it takes.
I'm assuming that it is because there wasn't a video involved, but.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like she's taking a step, and maybe she is. Maybe it's like just coming
dress.
Across, and
she's got the one leg back or something.
Yeah, because that could be it. Is maybe they just took a still of it, and you know, some kids played a prank or something. But even then, they'd be like, why would they know there was a construction camera there?
Right.
You know, unless it was just something they were trying to.
I'm trying to see.
Was that the guy?
That was the guy.
Okay, he doesn't look like he's hanging out with kids playing
and
pranks.
He also doesn't seem like somebody that would be like, ooh, a ghost, you know? I mean, maybe he is. Oh, it was at, the alert was raised at 1:53 a.m.
Mm-hmm. And is this right now? Is this year?
I assumed it was.
August 18th? Yeah, it doesn't really
It's
matter.
incredibly strange. I have no idea what it could have been, but I didn't sleep the rest of the night.
Wait, isn't he supposed to be on security watch?
Yeah, 2020, so it just happened.
I didn't sleep the rest of the night. Wait, aren't you working? I mean, way to go, bro. Just
yeah, and it is, you know, whenever I see that stuff, I just think like, oh, how interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've got one that's really weird. Do you want to see this?
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. So there's actually a video, so I'll play the video and then you guys can chime in.
Okay. Let's see what this is.
Mystery creature filmed in Iceland. So let me find the video here. So apparently they were taking video of a waterfall.
Okay.
And in it, after the fact, they see this creature and we're like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
So let's see here.
Is it dancing?
I don't know. And then it pops up again. So I'll replay that.
Yeah.
So they're watching this water. It's a really big waterfall, and the
Yeah.
area that they're filming is very rocky. So it
Yeah.
seems like an awkward place to be.
Yeah.
And then there's this black figure.
Mhm.
It looks kind of wet and kind of shiny, but almost
Okay.
looks like it has hair. And
Mhm.
it's like doing this weird bobby head crawly thing. And it looks unnatural. It almost reminds me of something you would see in a horror movie where they're
Yeah.
kind of having that herky jerky like
Yeah.
movement. So watch it again. Oh, here it is on. Let's see. Cancel that. Close that. All right, here we go. This is on Instagram. What is it?
Are we able to see the bottom? Yeah.
No, I mean,
Can you zoom in on it?
no. 'Cause it's this one.
Hmm.
And the head pops up, and it looks hairy. See that?
It's just weird because what are they filming exactly? You know, like,
And that's what I thought was weird too. And how do you not notice that?
yeah. I mean, it seems fake to me just because it's like they're not filming anything. I mean, they could just be the shittiest videographers in the world that don't have any.
This says, feels like this creepy video that I posted on my story needs an answer. Shot in the Diff of Diffols, Ireland, or I'm sorry, Iceland, close to the capital city of something I'm not going to try to pronounce. No people in it from in front of us. Sorry, there's a line going through this. I can't read it very well. In front of us, and only a difference or a diff so steep. Is that a cliff? Wow, I need glasses. A cliff so steep it could not carry anyone. We even went too far in my taste. I then noticed much later this little creature in my video, and then a head popping up in the end, looking like a girl from The Ring. No drones, no birds, no plastic bags. What is it? I'm not crazy, right? It looks hella whack.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess.
I'm going to play it one more time.
Yeah.
So clearly it looks like it has arms. There's no like recognizable facial features.
I mean, maybe it's a seal of some kind or
Let's see
something.
what
I mean,
people are saying.
you know, you really don't get any reference to what's going on around that. Let's see. Oh, hi, Tammy.
Hi, Tammy.
Yeah, the history of the site. I wonder about that with the haunted.
The haunted
Yeah.
yard.
Well, they said it was in Birmingham, which Birmingham's been, you know, I mean, obviously it's old.
Old,
Yeah.
super old.
It's not like some, you know, somewhere, it's not in Nevada or someplace where it's just like a popping up resort town.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
like, I'm sure there's quite a few people who have died.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back there and look at the cemeteries and stuff, they're so tight together and so overcrowded. And I
Mhm.
mean, there's so much history. There's so much death. There's just,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, God knows what's there and what's hanging around, and just even imprints on the environment.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to not necessarily even dead people, but just things that are emotions and replays of events. You know,
Mhm.
time slips, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely.
It's weird.
It's super weird.
I you know, I can't say that I can't say that I believe in ghosts like 100%, but there is too much weird stuff out there, and you know, and I do feel like certain people are sensitive to it, but that was the part that I was kind of thinking is I'm like, oh, this is a camera. So, you know, that really doesn't have to do with somebody's sensitivity to it.
Sure.
You know,
Sure.
maybe it's just like a level of, like, I wonder as our technology gets better, are we going to see more and more
If you-
paranormal stuff, or are
if
we going to
you-
see less?
Sure. And, you know, if you watch ghost hunting shows, the technology has become a lot more advanced. They're
Mhm.
using things like, well, first of all, they use grids, like laser grids,
Oh, yeah.
to shine down hallways or wherever they're at. Because what happens is something walks in front of that, you can see 3D better. You can see it being broken. It's a lot easier to see, like, you know,
Interesting.
anomalous like shadows or figures or whatever, because you see the light bending.
Yeah.
And then they also have this new thing now, and I don't know what they call it, but it's basically a computer that I don't know how it works, but the computer catches human shapes, quote unquote. And so it'll actually you'll be in an empty room and it picks up this like shape, and it's almost, okay, it reminds me of when they used to make video games and they would do like the points of the joints and then the sticks, and like show them moving. Well, it does that.
Yeah.
But it does that with the atmosphere and
Like live capture, motion capture stuff.
And so they'll be filming, and then all of a sudden you'll see this humanoid figure in the corner of the room. And like, I don't know if that's legit or not, but it's interesting that this computer, camera is picking that up and saying like, we found a human form.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it would probably take the, some kind of an algorithm or something where it takes the proportions of a human figure and
Well, like they call that matrixing for humans, or like if you see a picture and you're like, oh, that looks like a face, but really it's just a bunch of shadows of tree leaves or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's a computer doing it. So, I mean, while they could be matrixing stuff, it's not, they don't have like an emotional response to it, so almost like facial recognition.
Yeah. Well, and it's kind of like our dreams, so our dreams are just stimuli, and then our brains kind of fill in the gaps there to create narratives of a sort, or images, and what is it? Just a bunch of firing synapses that somehow get put together into some sort of a picture and experience.
I feel like there's different types of dreams. I think some of them are definitely that, but I also think that there's, such thing as like lucid dreams or out of the body type dreams. I've definitely had some dreams that seemed way more weird than just like random images coming in.
I had one of those last night. It was crazy. It was just, I don't even want to, try to get into it because it's pretty ridiculous. I mean, it all makes sense because there's a lot of things that fit in, and you go, oh, that's this, that's that, that's, I dreamed about my life basically.
Sure, yeah.
But sometimes you have a dream, and it's that one day all men will be created equal. They'll be judged on the content of their character rather than the color of their skin.
Mine are not usually that high-minded.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well,
we're
not all created equally, Roma.
So case in point, I had a lucid dream one time where I was on a bus, and I'm getting off this bus.
Like Rosa Parks, or?
Yeah, kind of.
All right.
But I think I was still white.
Oh.
And
that's lame.
So I'm getting off this bus, and like the doors open, and I'm looking out over this like really like super green landscape, like rolling hills. And for whatever reason, it just struck me, and I thought, I think there was like a guy behind me. I don't know if he was getting off the bus too. And I turn around and I go, you know what? I think I'm dreaming right now. And he goes, yeah. Like very like, duh, like like kind of condescending. Yeah. Like I was the only one not in on this like revelation.
Like my dreams are assholes.
Kind of. Yeah. But it was so vivid and so real. And I realized I was like, this I think is a dream. And he was like, yeah, obviously it's a dream.
Now, what did you do knowing that your dream was?
I don't remember.
Lucid? Okay.
I just remember that, and just it kind of like, I was like, oh shit, like, does everybody else know this is a dream? And
that's what you do, is just worry. That's your lucid dream, is worrying about.
It's like, does everybody else know this is a dream? I guess the point of that is this a dream, and we're all aware that it's a dream, and what does that mean?
Okay. Is he a guy that's also dreaming somewhere?
Right. Is this some kind of dreamscape where everybody's aware of the fact that it's a dream, and I just was, I figured it out.
It'd be really interesting to see everyone's lucid dreams, and like people are just dreaming of shitty stuff, like oh wow, there's a huge homeless problem. It's like cool.
Yeah, I've definitely had some weird dreams though, and they're always fascinating because I have those dreams where it's just your random mundane dream, or like you have dreams about being naked at school, or having a crush on somebody or whatever, sex dreams, like those kinds of dreams that seem pretty like commonplace. But then I've definitely had dreams that seem like more metaphysical in nature, more paranormal in nature. I used to read a lot about lucid dreaming and out of body experiences, and at the time I was having a lot of sleep paralysis. You ever had that?
I have.
I would tend to
I always
get
think I get choked, you know,
See,
like
now
strangled.
I don't get choked, but I can't move, and I'm trying to wake up. But I always tend to
Which
have.
is a shitty feeling.
It
I've had that
sucks.
a little bit, yeah.
And like I also can't open my eyes, so I'm aware that I'm asleep, but I can't move, and I'm trying to talk, and I'm trying to open my eyes. I'm trying to get somebody to like wake me up, but it's not happening. But I used to have these dreams, and so I was trying to train myself to be able to get out of that paralysis state into a lucid dreaming state, so that way I could, be active in my dreams. And one time in particular, I was dreaming that it was actually our brother Joe that popped in earlier, and I'm sleeping, and there's a window. We had a floor to ceiling window, and him and his girlfriend at the time were outside calling, saying like, "Hey, come outside, like come be outside." And it was like weird though. I was like, I don't know if I trust this. And anyways, it just felt like something was trying to get me. But it was like pretending to be something familiar.
Oh, I see.
It was creepy.
Interesting.
And so then the dream at some point changes, and I like get up, and I'm walking down the hallway, and I realize, oh, I'm dreaming. So that means I could do things in my dream, right? Like I'm going to fly. That's what I decided I was going to do. So I go to like jump up through the ceiling to like fly out, because I was going to go roam the neighborhood, right? And as I'm doing that, something comes up from behind me, rushes me, grabs me, and pulled me back into my body, and I woke up.
Yeesh.
It was weird.
Yeah.
And so if you read a lot about that stuff, people talk about like a silver cord that keeps your soul intact with your body and keeps you from leaving your body, like completely.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like it was kind of that scenario.
Like, now, is that because you would have died? Like your soul would have left your body at that point?
No,
Okay.
not necessarily that I would die, but they do caution against like soul wandering, especially at night, because there's predatorial things out there, supposedly, like things
Like
that will
astral projection
astral
sort of stuff?
creatures.
Yeah.
They might try to like, maybe like
join your body or somehow
possess
like
you or
ride
something
with you back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some kind of just weird stuff like that.
So is there to that astral projection? Because you think of that as like the people who like crystals and, freaking amulets and stuff.
Sure.
Is there a spiritual element to it that is like good and evil, like
So
demonic
they talk about
angels?
astral realms or levels. And so there's like more like enlightened beings, and then there's, probably kind of more a mundane thing, and there's more lower levels that would probably be more like hate, anger, sex, like primitive things.
Okay.
And so you want to stay out of obviously the lower levels, because that's where you're going to come across nasty things, things that would be more likely to
like Cardi B or
like Cardi B. Yep, definitely. And you want to try to rise to the higher astral levels where you'd find like enlightened beings and, like
Cardi B. Sorry.
I mean, her nails are pretty majestic.
I mean, yeah.
But, like more like spirit guides, angels, that kind of thing. Whereas if you go to lower levels, you're going to find more of like, not even necessarily demonic, but just like lower level, angry, sad, depressive, that type of thing.
Obviously, there's the dark and the light, and I'm sure with crystals and all that stuff, that's what they are. Was it New Age? Maybe is that kind of what it is?
Sure.
New Agey.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's less the religious, theological, but more New Age, where it's all similar concepts.
I was going to say it all kind of crosses over.
Because, that demonic side's going to be, greed and sex and all the, all the negative things.
I had another astral dream one time not to tell all my dreams, this one was also interesting. So I was I guess it was an astral. It was sleep paralysis. And so I was actually napping during the day, which is when I tended to get those because I think you're not sleeping as heavy. So you're kind of in that in-between state.
Yeah.
So I'm in bed. I'm aware that I'm asleep and I'm trying to wake up and I can't move my body and I can't really open my eyes and I can't call out. And next thing I know, apparently my eyes were open, or else I think my eyes were open, not necessarily in my physical body, but in my dream body. And there were 3 creatures like over me, looking down at me. And you know in Predator where Predator's invisible, but it's like that wavy. So they were like that, like almost like they were cloaked. And but they looked like gray aliens and they had the big almond eyes.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. And I feel almost like they were trying not to be seen. And, you know, I obviously had seen them and was trying to wake up. And I don't remember what had happened after that, but I feel like they knew that I saw them and were surprised that I saw them.
That's, you know, the extraterrestrial thing is very interesting. There's a lot of, I think people that think that, you know, night terrors and sleep paralysis have to do with that because the theory is that, what is it, the REM sleep that we go into, that's where we have our most dream, you know, or our minds are the most
active.
Yeah, it's like D waves or something.
Beta.
Beta waves?
Maybe?
Yeah, beta, delta, I don't know. But yeah, something along those lines. And so the theory is that since we have such active minds at that point, and I guess that dreaming keeps us from going insane. So most people that say, oh, I don't dream, they do. They just don't remember it or whatever, because they say if you don't dream, you go insane.
Right.
And so what happens is that you're paralyzed so that you don't act out your dreams and injure yourself, injure the people around you.
Exactly. Run out of the house.
You know, if you're in a cave, you know, and there's you know, saber-toothed tigers, you're not like, you know, just in your sleep.
Did you ever hear about that story about the guy that broke his wife's neck because he was dreaming that he was wrestling a deer?
Oh, Jesus. Well, I mean,
Night
good for
terror.
him getting away with it.
I don't know if he did or not.
She was a real bitch. So the you know, the night terror thing and the sleep paralysis, you know, is that paralysis carrying over from REM sleep, and then as you come out of it, you know, you have this dream that, and maybe you're conscious but you can't move, you know, like you said, my eyes were closed but they were open in my sleep paralysis state, you know, to where your brain makes the connection between what you're seeing as you wake up to what's still in your head residually, the feelings that you have, the fear, the, you know, all of the, everything that dude's a legend. Yeah. The neck break deer. Yeah. Guy.
Might be wrong. Podcast is here. Hi.
My favorite. Hello, might be wrong. I actually had a friend that he was part of a government program.
Interesting.
Sort of like Ted Kaczynski.
Okay.
Where he was being designed into a Jason Bourne-like character.
Are you kidding me?
Absolutely not.
What?
No.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and he's told me a little bit about it after he got fairly drunk, because he doesn't really talk about it much. But he said after he, you know, detached himself from this program, so he went to West Point, was in the military, going to sniper training, going through all these things to basically, you know, become CIA or whatever. He decided he did not want to do that. His father was military, and he changed his life direction. He ended up getting a very becoming a lawyer, becoming a state, you know, being very successful.
Yeah.
So, but prior to that, he was getting visited by a lot of
aliens.
Well, His dad was a man in black.
What?
Yes. And
How
I've talked
drunk
about
was
this
he?
before. Fairly tuned up. We played golf together all the time. We were close. I was like a son to him, basically. He's like, hey, do you want to marry one of my daughters? Like that close. You
Sure.
know. So
Do you want to marry one of my daughters?
yeah, like I was like 20 something and they were like 15 or something. So it didn't work out.
I'll pass.
Yeah, kind of.
Give it
I'm
10
like,
more years.
give me a few years, or give them a few years.
Right.
But anyways, it was just we're close. So he ended up after he got out, he got visited by government people, like military people or stuff, just trying to get him back into the program or kind of see where he is mentally and that kind of stuff. Like
Yeah,
we don't want you talking about this, or we want you coming back or whatever.
Like
Scared him.
Scientology.
Yeah. Yep. Like you're messing up. We're gonna mess up your life, kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he ended up going out camping one day, and so he had a little trailer or whatever that he took out, and it was him and his dog only. And so he went to sleep with the dog, and during the night there was lights that lit up the entire camper. He said that there were almond-shaped eyes of these creatures that came, and they abducted him, and he actually has an implant in his arm.
Crazy.
That's actually grown into the vasculature. So I guess he talked to his doctor about getting it removed, and the doctor's like, just leave it, because
Just leave it. Just let them track him.
So he wakes up the next day and it's like noon, and he's like, I didn't wake up. My dog didn't wake me up. Obviously you're a dog person.
Mm-hmm.
Would your dog ever let you sleep till noon?
He would. He's lazy.
All right, fair enough. Well, his dog apparently would not, because that's one of the things he said was, my dog would have woken me up at
7 or
dawn.
whatever. Yeah.
And so, he believes it was the government. I don't know if he believes it was the government versus aliens, because he kind of believes in both. I mean, he
That is so creepy.
yeah, but I mean, a very reputable guy that just says some weird shit that you're like, I mean, I absolutely believe him that he
Believes it.
been through this and believes it. I don't know where the line of what's confabulated and bullshit is. It's not like he's an old man or anything that's like, he's not
Out
Joe
there
Biden
making shit up.
Yeah, just coming up with popcorn, just all right. Yeah, and so yeah, very cool, very weird. I really
do know some people that have claimed to have been abducted, so I definitely think, and they're not tall tale tellers.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of
spinning a yarn, Roma.
Spinning a yarn. They're not yarn spinners.
Yeah.
And so you just kind of like, okay, well, I'm not going to disagree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely believe that it happens. So what's to say that you're not one of these people that it's happened to?
And if you find these people in your life, it's like you got to give them some kind of credence, because you don't meet people like this.
No.
I mean, sometimes listening to somebody who's like crazy and homeless, you're like, maybe they know something. Like you actually listen to them and you're just, I don't know. It's, I don't know what attribute causes you to be like that. Like maybe if it's openness, or if you're like, man, that could be me and I could be, I mean, because if you think about it, they could make anybody seem crazy. They ruin your credit. They ruin, get you addicted to drugs, whatever it is. They could send you on that path to where you're like freaking Ted Kaczynski.
Yep. You're telling them crazy stories or feeding you crazy stories, or they pretend to abduct you and now you're,
They're using things to make you, give you crazy thoughts or like frequencies that you could hear. And I don't know.
Yeah, it's really easy to manipulate the mind.
Yeah.
People's memories. I forget what it was. I saw something that was talking about Actually, I think I was talking about this with Sarah, that apparently your memories are protein chains. So like when you're remembering something, your brain's putting together these proteins. That's what she was saying. Fact check me, I could totally be wrong. But and so you're like rebuilding these protein chains, and so it's easy to, get the wrong information or confabulate things, or, get things, miss things or add things or whatever.
Sure. Or have, breaks in the chains where you're, and yeah, I've always thought of it kind of like, the network of neurons that you have, and it's just all ones and zeros, and somehow that gets transcribed into an image, into a thought, into whatever. But yeah, I mean, obviously we're not machines. We're not perfect.
Infallible, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, even your computer screws up files.
Sarah says it was a really good Radio Lab episode about it.
Oh, Radio Lab's legit. Yeah, if she's then I would say that's.
And Margot says that government and aliens are in cahoots. So now we know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've seen Independence Day.
I've seen X-Files.
Bill Pullman. Yeah, totally. Yeah, the Smoking Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get myself a pack of Morleys.
Morleys? Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's good pull, Roma. Pulling out that pop culture knowledge.
Yep. Now I just got to conquer Supernatural.
Yeah. It's a good show. I like it. I haven't seen all the episodes. There's
a lot of episodes.
Yeah. And that's one of the things about it. It's almost like a podcast. It's like, I want something with a lot of episodes, because I don't want to just watch a season and be like, oh, okay, now I have to start over with something else.
Yep.
Yeah. Which is why it's important that we keep making episodes, Roma, because people love to listen to things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. Says so many possibilities. Could be actual aliens, a spiritual being, manipulation, or simply a bad trip. I agree.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah. Could be.
I've definitely seen people go on bad trips before too. Thinking that they're seeing, the devil and stuff. Steve S says, I'll believe it when I see it.
The alien thing, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
All the above.
Yeah, totally. I mean, so, all right. The guy I was talking about, so his dad was a man in black, never talked about his job at all to his family, ever. Dad was on his deathbed. They said, Dad, what do you tell us something about it. And what he said was, think of bees.
Bees?
Bees, like insect bees.
Like beehives?
That's all he said.
Well, on X-Files, there's multiple episodes about bees.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. X-Files was right the whole time.
I mean, but, if you think about it, what are they talking about? Are they talking about hormonal communication?
Right.
Are they talking about organizational structure? Are they talking about mission, to procreate and create honey? I don't know. Pollinating the
worker bees,
or pollinating the planets like stars, or like flowers. Who knows? It's a very cryptic statement.
Think of bees.
I want some of that alien honey.
And that should be a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Think of bees.
That'll be one of our t-shirts, Roma.
Also magical pinto beans.
And nap slut.
What's nap slut?
I don't know. Just somebody who likes naps. I just thought it was cool.
Okay. Like napkins, or
yeah, just nap slut.
Nappy slut.
Yeah.
We're getting close to the end.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you wanted to cover?
Let's see. Did we have anything? There was some other videos, or what was on my list?
Let's see.
Or my file. Because I mean, I'm pretty. Oh yeah, so we're in 10. We're on 10 different audio platforms. We have so we upload the episodes every Tuesday morning. We are in 17 countries now, last time I checked. And so we picked up Portugal and Vietnam.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So obrigado, Portugal.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's obrigado.
Might be wrong says, would be hilarious if his think of bees statement was actually a Biden movement or moment.
Got the bees at your dog fair.
What was it? We would say it was when I was a kid. They used to say, "Oh God, what was it?" It was a Simpsons reference about bees, and was it like "Give me 3 bees for a nickel" or something? I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna look it up.
Grandpa Simpson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to wear an onion on our belt.
As was the fashion of the time.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I'm gonna look. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, so yeah, and I don't know any Vietnamese, but hello, Vietnam. Oh, good morning, Vietnam. And let's see. So you can find me on Parler at SensockSteve. You can find me also on Twitter at SensockSteve.
Yep.
And
Instagram at the Sensible Sociopath Podcast.
Mhm.
Same goes for Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got? Anything?
Subscribe, like YouTube.
Yes.
We are, growing, gaining
Share.
subscribers and
Mhm.
stuff. Please share us and get some people on board. So, yeah. Well, we're not quite COVID, not 117 countries yet, Steve. That would be nice, though. Yeah, we're spread like COVID. We should get a cough button that makes it cough.
I was gonna say I think we have one, but it doesn't actually cough. It just bleeps it out.
Oh.
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
Yes.
So,
I think that's it, Roma.
good night, all.
Yes.
Thanks
Good
for watching
night,
the show, you
everyone.
guys. Have a good one.
It's over, Johnny.
Yeah, I read a survey once that like 98% of people die.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
Europe would be a fraction of the size that it is today, if not for incest.
It's over. Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off.
Content and stories and whimsy and a little love.
So they say the big one's coming. For California.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Was she a great big fat person?
That's right.
Have you ever seen how many clothespins you could get on your scrotum? You ever dabbled in the dark arts?
Guess what? I don't have to fuck the goats anymore.
It's actually quite a bit of fun.
Hashtag them too. I have no control over life.
If I had a keyboard, I'd be able to help you.
What dude hasn't tried to blow himself? 8 3/4 is totally fine.
They say that you can kill yourself.
Mark Hamill as a voice actor is absolutely phenomenal.
People get really, really hostile really, really quickly.
Rape and incest.
Oh, we started talking about crazy Joe Biden and they shut us down.
I got the ultra AIDS.
Nobody's got AIDS.
You're throwing off my game with your heartbeat and your talking and your breathing.
I have had to stop using my favorite poop phrase.
Why stop at 2 atomic bombs? Why don't you just do the whole thing?
Is this one of them left or right-handed coffins? Oh shit. Oh, that's a dick. Sorry, kids.
I'm airing my junk out and I'm looking bold. I've always been a fan of Evan Watson. After she turned 18.
After? That's where you and I are different, my friend.
I mean, I don't have a problem digging a hole and keeping an erection.
It's all about romance.
Texting, talking, touching.
Jumper cables and proper voltage, you could have dead baby movement.
Are you guys judgmental? Me? Not so much. Bunch of Judas Priest albums. Rob Halford's pretty badass.
Yeah, I like Judas Priest.
You know he's gay.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.